What's up, YouTube? So I haven't been on about a week, I think, or so. But I'm back. I was in Ohio for 4 or 5 days. And now I'm back. I've got a few things to talk about, but first of all, smoking in my brand new Savinelli. I'm breaking it in for the first time. I only got it halfway full. The first time I've ever really tried to break in a pipe the proper way. Because usually I just load it up and start smoking and then deal with troubles when they come down the line. But let's see here. If we can show this a little bit. So, I think, I'm not sure because I haven't looked it up yet. Cool rustication on the top. Everywhere I see this little star thing here. I'm guessing that this is a kind of a second, like a reject pipe. So far so good though. I saw it, and this is just me to a T, this half bent. Pretty large bowl. That's the kind of pipe I like. It's super light. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta get it. So I got it. Yeah. And in it I am smoking some Rattray's Wallace Flake. You can see it says plum there. It's dark Virginia flake. And from what I'm told and what I've smoked, it's kind of in between Dunhill Flake and Sam Gawith Full Virginia Flake, I would say. It's not as harsh as Full Virginia Flake, but it's also more potent than Dunhill Flake, which I still love Dunhill Flake. I just picked up another tin of that today, too. Anyway, forget about the long housekeeping. So, it's come to my attention, just speaking with some people that I know, some people who I know for real, rather than just YouTube pipe community, that they're not pipe smokers, and they don't know what all of these things that we use are. So, I know that a lot of people do this, but I guess now it's just my turn. I'm going to do a series of videos that explain about pipe smoking, why I pipe smoke, how to pipe smoke, what the tools are for, how to light, all that kind of stuff. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully you're not too bored with that, and if you don't like it, just skip it. I'll do another video. So I'm going to start with my pipe story. Basically, I've been smoking a pipe, I think, since I was 19 or 20, and I'm 35 now, so we're going to say 15 years. Basically, I've been smoking cigarettes for a long time, since I was in my teens. And there was a friend of mine that I would go and hang out with him almost on a nightly basis, and we'd just hang out and watch TV. We watched a lot of Iron Chef. That was a lot of fun. And Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, MXC. We watched all that stuff. Anyway, when we'd be sitting around, we would I'd smoke my cigarettes, and he would smoke a cigar, and it would get pretty stinky in there. And then, I'd smoke a cigar, and he had all these fancy, really expensive cigars, and I just never got into that. I would smoke them, but man, a quarter of the way through I'd be going, when's this going to be over? Of course I was young, but I've still never really gotten a taste for cigars, but maybe that'll change. I'll try and pick up some. I see Grandpa Bones all the time doing cigar videos, and the way he talks about them, sometimes they sound pretty good. So far, this thing's smoking like a champ. Anyway, one day we went to Walmart to get cigarettes or something, I don't know, and while we were standing in line, we saw some Dr. Grabo's behind the counter in their little plastic cart or whatever you want to call it. And he turns to me and he goes, "Hey, you want to smoke a pipe?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's smoke a pipe." So we each bought a Dr. Grabo for like, I think they were $10 or $12, something like that. And we each bought a pound bag of just whatever tobacco they had. They had these pound bags of tobacco. And I think he got cherry and I got regular or something. And we took them back to his place. We spread it all out. We separated the tobacco, put them back in plastic bags, all kind of mixed together. Like, here's this half is yours, this half is mine. Put it in the fridge and go. And then we loaded up our pipes and we tried to smoke them, not knowing a thing about pipe smoking. So, put the tobacco in, probably tamped it way too hard, I'm guessing, and tried to light it. Nothing happens. So both of us are kind of confused, and we keep at it. And I keep looking at him, and he's just sitting there like this, like all mad looking because he can't get the pipe lit, and I couldn't get mine lit either. Well, needless to say, we were not doing things the right way. So we tried a few more times, and I think both of us just kind of lost interest in it. And I have no idea what happened to that pipe that I had. I think I left it at his place, and it was kind of like, whatever, I'm not going to do that again. So I've talked to him since, and he says he still has that pipe, but I have not seen it. Anyway, a few years later, I would say probably 2-3 years later, some other friends of mine went up to South Dakota and went to a pipe store of some type and decided that they wanted to smoke pipes. So they each picked up a pipe and they decided, hey, you know, Dustin would really like this too, so they got one for me. And they brought it back and gave me my pipe. So they had asked, how do you do this? How do you load it? How do you light it? That kind of thing. And somebody there gave them a general explanation. And so they brought that back with them, and we, particularly one of my friends, Eric, he and I really kind of learned how to smoke pipes. And I left my pipe at his place most of the time, I think, and when I would go over there, which was usually once a week or every couple of weeks or so, and he had tobacco, so I would load up tobacco, and it was a really small pipe. But anyway, we learned how to smoke pipes with that, and I was kind of a casual pipe smoker at that point. So, after a while, I had the bowl on that. I still have that pipe. I should have brought it to show in the video, but I didn't, so whatever. Maybe I'll show it in the next one. It had a really small bowl, so once I figured out like how to light and how to smoke, it would only last me like 10 or 15 minutes, and I would sit there while we were watching TV or something and really want to smoke more. So I'd either load my pipe up and keep smoking out of that I'd have like 2 or 3 bowls an hour of that tiny pipe, or I'd just give up. So I decided I needed a pipe that had a bigger bowl on it. So we went down to our local B&M, which I still shop at. In fact, that's where I was today, and I got this from. Went down there, shopped around, kind of looked, and they had some La Roca pipes, which I picked up one for, I think it was like $30-40, something like that. And I consider that pipe to be the pipe that I really learned how to smoke on. I asked them for their recommendation on a tobacco, and they got me a Cavendish, which I'm not a big fan of that now, but that was what I smoked for years and years because I liked it at the time. And I got a booklet that said, this is how you load the pipe, this is how you light the pipe, this is what you do, and as everybody knows, it's a learning experience. Well, as everybody doesn't know, it's a learning experience. But this is just my pipe story. I'll explain all that later in another video. But I smoked that La Roca pipe for, a year or two, I think, and really, really learned how to smoke a pipe. And then I smoked I talked about it in another video, but I smoked a bad tobacco in it. I smoked one that had a spray-on flavoring, I think, and it just tainted that pipe for me. I couldn't smoke it anymore. I tried, and it always tasted like this crappy coconut tobacco that I'd gotten. So it was highly disappointing. Ah, crap. Well, there goes my pipe. So I went back into Edwards. That's my B&M. And I picked up my Peterson, which you've seen on quite a few videos. I had kind of internet searched around for pipes, and Peterson was one of the ones that kept popping up. And being that it was from Ireland, even though I have zero Irish blood in me, I've always been fascinated with Ireland and the Irish, and we're going to go to Ireland on our honeymoon. Anyway, I decided to get this Peterson, and it's actually pretty unique. I've tried looking for it, and I have at some point figured out what it is, but I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'll do that in another video. And that pipe was like, oh, this is what pipe smoking is like. So now, I still got that pipe, and I smoke it, and I've picked up quite a few other pipes along the way, and as we all know, we all have pipe acquisition disorder. So I've still got that, and still going strong, woohoo! So anyway, it continues. So that is the beginning and basically up to current with my pipe smoking adventure. So I'm sure that everyone pretty much has a similar experience or a similar story. I'm doing this so that if you really want to hear about it, then here it is. And if you're those that don't understand or don't know about pipe smoking who watch my channel, then there's the beginning. That's how I got started smoking a pipe. And I still love it to this day. I smoke 2-3 bowls a day at the least on my days off. Sometimes it's quite a few more than that, but it's thoroughly enjoyable. I highly recommend it to anybody. Anyway, I will come at you again with another video, maybe today or tomorrow. We'll see. This is my pipe smoking journey from the Dusty Pipe Smoker. So take care and God bless.